Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Mindset Boost. Lately on social media, especially in the spiritual space, maybe you've noticed that there's been a strong focus on the old version of yourself and the new version of yourself. And it makes sense. We are approaching the last month of the year and a natural time for reflection. So maybe you're looking back and noticing patterns or habits you've managed to shed this year, even if it was subtle. Or maybe you are very aware of a pattern you really want to change, now and fast. Maybe you're even getting beautiful glimpses of how good life could actually be, and something in you is saying, I want to take hold of that version. So wherever you are, this idea of the old self and the new self can be incredibly powerful. And what's interesting is that psychology has been speaking about this transformation for decades, just with a different language. So today I thought it could be helpful to just share the psychological theories that explain this shift clearly and compassionately. So first there was Winnicott and Fairbairn, and in their object relations theory, this idea maps beautifully onto false self and true self. That's what they called it, especially Donald Winnicott. The false self is the version of us that developed to please others, to avoid conflict and to stay safe. It's functional, but it's not the full expression of who we really are. The true self is the spontaneous, alive, creative, and authentic self. So in this theory, our old self is our protective false self, and the new self is the emerging true self. And Fairbairn added depth to this by showing that our early relationships create internal patterns that we then mistake for our identity, patterns that we maybe can soften now and move beyond. And then there was Carl Jung. He spoke about the persona versus the self. Jung frames this transformation in archetypal language. The persona is the mask we wear to function in the world. That's the role we play. And then as we grow, that mask can feel outdated, restrictive, or too small. And then the self, in Jung's view, is our deeper, integrated identity, the centered, aligned, whole version of who we are. So for Jung, the old self is the persona that we can outgrow, and then the new self is the deeper self emerging. And then there's cognitive behavioral therapy. And here, with cognitive behavioral therapy, there's a focus on old beliefs and your new beliefs. So CBT doesn't use the language of true self, but it explains how an old identity forms and how a new one is built. So in CBT, your old self is shaped by early core beliefs, automatic thoughts, assumptions, predictions, and safety behaviors that can keep you stuck. And this then creates an internal loop that feels familiar but limiting. And the new self emerges when you identify outdated beliefs, challenge cognitive distortions, change your behavior, and collect new evidence about who you are becoming. So in CBT, the old self is your old belief system, and your new self is a new, healthier belief system that shifts how you think, feel, and act. So that's the theory. Let's get back to you. I want you to just take some time, and as you listen to these ideas, just reflect on these questions. Are you getting any glimpses of a new version of yourself? Moments where you feel more grounded, more aligned, more confident, more true. Or do you sense that an old version of you, an old pattern or belief is still running the show, even though it no longer serves who you want to be? Or maybe you find yourself right in the middle of change. You're not who you used to be, but you're also not fully yet who you're becoming. And can you honor that transition space? Just use this time. I'm deliberately putting a few pauses as I'm speaking, just create space to really use this time now to think about that. And just know that wherever you find yourself, noticing new versions that want to come, maybe you feel stuck, or you are in the process of transforming, eventually you will get where you want to be. And if this stirred something in you, if you're curious about how to actually step into the new version of yourself, then join me in the next video and the next, because I think I'm going to be busy with this for a few sessions. I will be guiding you through practical ways to work with these patterns so that change feels possible, it feels grounded and real. I'd really love for you to be there.